Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Regulatory Tuesday. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and today's discussion is actually going to be on something that got passed last week. This is Oregon Senate Bill 754. Now, for everyone, before I start my discussion on this drastic method of government overreach, I want you to understand, I, A, do not support smoking in any way, shape, form, or fashion. B, do not work for a tobacco or tobacco research company. C, would like to see tobacco use in the United States abolished voluntarily. And D, am an ex-smoker. Now, that being said, let's get on to what this did. Now, this bill, which was passed in the state legislature, would raise the legal age to purchase tobacco-related products to 21. Not to use, but to purchase. So if you came into the state with tobacco products purchased from outside of state, you're still good. Now, this is the third state in the union to do this. And funnily enough, this was not a lockstep pass through the state legislature, and even they claim it was bipartisan because they did have both Republicans and Democrats supporting it. However, I want to read to everyone two very prominent dissenters that both spoke out against this, and that is Representative Paul Evans, a Democrat, says that the bill is a tragic case of overreach and liberty of theft, that it could lead to opening Pandora's box, giving the legislature a precedent to regulate unhealthy conduct in its residents. House Republican leader Mike McLean also said that he voted against the proposal not because he approves of smoking, but because he does not want to make unhealthy activities illegal for adults. Now, like I said, Oregon is number 3 of states that has increased the tobacco purchasing age. Of those other states, we are talking about California and Hawaii. Now, it's not surprised that all of these states are heavily Democrat, and even their Republicans are not considered to be normal conservatives or even constitutionalists or, say, libertarians, at least not in the past decade or two. Many of the people that come out of California, Oregon, and Hawaii into the federal government, as well as are in the state legislatures, are taxocrats and Republicans. That's Rhino Republicans, for those of you who don't know what they are. And it's a tragic idea that they want to state that at 18 you have legal age of consent to enter contracts, to go into debt, to serve your military, and to vote. But we, as a state-assembled body of lawmakers, think that it's dangerous for you to use a product that is legal in the United States. I also personally don't agree with some of these age limit settings that have been put forward in other avenues and representations. Realistically, if we are going to declare that the age of 21 is the appropriate age for people to make decisions as to whether or not they can engage in unhealthy activities, then all of their legal representative age sets should be 21. That includes military service. That should include being able to go into debt. That should include the right to vote. If we want to conclude that they are able to make decisions at 18, then all of these things need to be 18. Realistically, we need to quit setting double standards. Now, I'm not going to condone for one way or the other because there are problems with both arguments. But I think as a populace, we all need to sit down and have that discussion and come up to that determination. And I know currently the alcohol limit in the United States is only at what it's at because the federal government threatened states that if they didn't move it to 21, they would lose transportation budget. Well, that needs to be stopped at the federal level as well. We as a nation need to determine when somebody is of legal age of majority and when they are not. And once they are of legal age of majority, they should be entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and legal protections therein, as well as the legal responsibilities therein. If they are not of legal age of majority, then they should not be subjugated to the requirements, obligations, and privileges of the legal majority. So we need to actually stop this and figure it out and quit allowing people to dictate personal behavior based on ages decision making. Now, I personally would be okay with a national 21 or even a national 18. I am fine with that. But we need to have that discussion, and we need to all come to a consensus and a plurality as to which is the best decision. Because as it stands right now, we don't have a serious determination as a nation as to what this should be. And to have states individually determining when somebody is of legal age of majority for X, Y, or Z activity is rather insane. Now, I am going to be pushing back against this law specifically because of the way it is written and distributed. It actually does not make it illegal to smoke in the state of Oregon if you are under the age of 21 and above the age of 18. It only makes it illegal to purchase tobacco products. And I think that realistically, if the state legislature had tried to make it illegal to smoke under the age of 21, they would have gotten too much pushback. Instead, what they're doing is they're regulating commerce to those people. And I think that that's a rather shady way of doing this. Well, thank you all again for joining me on this Regulatory Tuesday. Once again, if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on VidMe, please upvote and follow. There is a link in the description to several articles about this activity going on, as well as a link to the state legislative bill that got passed. Feel free to join me on Minds.com or leave a comment below if you have an idea or want to discuss this topic further. If you'd like me to cover a regulation or law in your state that you feel is an extreme overreach, please leave a comment below or contact me through one of the links to another social media site, and I will discuss it with you and consider putting it up on a Regulatory Tuesday. Thank you all again, and have yourselves a great day.